Hey, what is up, guys? Barry here, and today I'm gonna be talking about TurbulenceFD. So, some of my friends in school have been requesting on making a tutorial about TurbulenceFD. So, basically, in 3ds Max, we got the plugin called Fume Effects, where you can create smoke, fire, and etc. explosions and etc. fire, whatever. So TurbulenceFD is a plugin for Cinema 4D, which you can create fire, smoke, and etc. explosions, nuclear explosions. Okay, so let's get started. So basically, I'm gonna teach you the basics of TurbulenceFD, but with realistic outputs. So first of all, we'll open Cinema 4D R13. I'm gonna open R13, not my R14, because my R14 got a problem, and yeah. So I'm gonna make a TurbulenceFD container. Just wait for it because it's a bit light because I'm using maybe too much OpenGL, and it's gonna take a while. I guess it's not gonna take a while because I'm just okay. I'm pretty recording for now, but yeah. So stick with it. It's gonna okay. So it's gonna be fine. Nope. Okay. So I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay. So I'm back, and we're gonna open up TurbulenceFD container. Okay, so here we go. So one thing we're gonna do is go to container, and the grid size, make that to 300, 500 maybe the tallness, and the width to maybe 300 also. There you go. So pretty nice, and I just put that up. Okay, so we want to create fire and smoke. So I'm gonna create a sphere for now, and just make this smaller because that won't fit for our container. Okay, so that's small, and I right click to the sphere and choose TurbulenceFD tags and TurbulenceFD emitter, and so click the emitter, and temperature value 1, density value 1, burn value 1. Never mind the fuel value. TurbulenceFD container. So make sure you cache your simulation. So if you don't already have a cache, you got hit new, and then it will automatically add a base path. Okay, so that's it. And voxel size, I'm gonna explain it later on. So simulation, I'll create the burn, and density, also density, turbulence, make that 30. So turbulence is basically the extra amount of particles that you're going to add. So maybe 20 will do. Vorticity is the waviness, or the waviness of your fire, because you know, if your fire doesn't have waves, so it kinda look not realistic. But 30, the amount of 30 will do, and never mind the other settings, and go to rendering, smoke shader. For now it's set to none, so set that to density, thickness to 15. Okay, and smoke color maybe a bit darker. Okay, and I'll hide that. So go to illumination for the smoke shader for a while, and then you can see the multiple scattering. If you check that, you kind of get more of a data for your smoke, which kind of makes it more realistic. But for that, we're not gonna use that. And I'm gonna go to fire shader, and instead of temperature, I'm gonna use burn, because for me, burn is gonna because you know, if you emit smoke, and you use the temperature as your fire shader mapping channel, the smoke is actually inside. Well, if you use burn, the smoke is actually outside, which you can see in the fires and sphere. Alright, so I'm gonna go to plugins, simulation window, so the simulation window will come up, and I'll start simulation, hit start. Wait, no. So I'll go to TurbulenceFD container, click the container tab, and change the voxel size to 3 centimeters, and I hit start. So I'm gonna explain this later on, so I'm just gonna pause this for a while. Okay, so it's the half of the rendering, and as you can see, it's going pretty fine, but it's not realistic. We want it to be realistic, so one of the basics, and you don't expect this from me, so one of the basics is add a light. And yeah, so put the light in front, or maybe just put that up like so, and then maybe we can put this. So adding a light, it's just not that easy, so add a shadow so that it will be more realistic. So if we render this, okay, so preparing, well, as you can see, I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay, so as you can see, the smoke became darker, and the smoke kind of emits shadows, and fire becomes more red, orange, and that's gonna be more realistic. And here, so I'm gonna show you, this is with light, and this is without the light. Okay, so as you can see, having a light makes it more realistic. So I'm gonna go to sphere and click the tag, and maybe add a bit of a burn. Okay, mount. So as you can see, it's not pretty realistic, but we can go to TurbulenceFD container and bring the voxel size down. So put the voxel size down, like so, and maybe we can change this to 100. Put that down. Okay, so if we kind of render this, so grid size maybe 100. Change it to 300, and 100 for this. I think 200. There you go. And 400 for the line. Okay, so okay, I guess we're fine for now. And then let's smooth this. Alright, so as you can see, I bring the voxel size down. It's 3 centimeters before, now it's 1 centimeter. Now let's notice what's the difference. So I'm just gonna simulate it. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so I did a test and that went bad, so maybe you can change the burn to 1. But as you can see, it creates more data. So putting the voxel size down creates you more data, more realistic look, and more more of a real life looking fire. So for me, I got a really low RAM, so I'll stick with 3 voxel size. So I'll start the simulation. Just for sure, should be good for now. And wait a minute, I'm gonna pause the video for a second because it kind of slows down my render. Oh yeah, guys, before I forgot, once you've increased your voxel size, it's gonna increase the realisticity of your fire. It will look like a real fire, but it will also increase your time when you render it. Okay, so yeah, so that's a little note from me. Okay, so bring back the render. Okay, so as you can see here, it's very realistic for now. It's kind of lovely, and I'm just gonna hide this sphere. Okay, so lovely. So if we render that one, Yeah. Okay, so you can finally see here. Wow, it's gonna be realistic. I mean, whoa, man, what's that? What was that? Wow, it's realistic. It's nice, and yeah. So, hope you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoy watching this tutorial. Hope you've learned helpful tips, and don't give up if you got worst terrible looking effect, but instead of giving up, but you just explore. You know, Cinema 4D is made to explore. Alright, so yeah, and goodbye.